gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey guys!
Good evening, all. Hope you're all okay. Hope you can see us properly.
Can you see me?
I wish we wouldn't see you.
Less of it. It's because I'm bouncing off your head.
Right.
Okay. Well, Anna's here.
Yeah.
She berated me earlier on Facebook.
She was correct. It's not slander if it's true.
Really? I weren't used to it. It was usually you.
Evening, Joan. Evening, Dave.
Evening, Dave. Thank you for coming, guys.
Hope you've all had a good... Oh, the chat's just jumped. It's just brought everyone in.
Hey, everyone.
Right, Richard's joined us. Well, both Richards, Richard Payne and Richard Knight. Hope you've all had a good week since the last one. Hope you've had a good time reviewing our year and watching the homework movies. And, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're all well. Justin Aldi. Oh, is he getting some trainers? Or is that Lidl? It's Lidl, isn't it? Is that Aldi?
Lidl's got the trainers. There you go, Steve.
I was telling you nothing. Oh, thanks, Lana. I can't have anything, can you? You can't have anything nice.
Oh, God.
Hey, Monkey Thrifter. I hope you're all well. Hope everybody's well. Hey, Tonks. Thanks for coming in.
So, how's your week been, Steve?
Hey, it's been all right. I've been busy over the weekend because I was working. But, yeah, I don't want to get into the conversation, but I know what's going to happen. So, but I did manage to watch a certain TV program on Netflix that will be unnamed.
We'll catch you up in the free for all. you know, I have been dying.
I was pleasantly surprised with that program. I was apparently I've got to watch that Alice in Borderland. Is it
Alice in Borderland?
Yeah, I've got that one to watch.
I watched that at the start of this year when it was first released, and there was a couple more like Home Sweet Home and stuff like that, and yeah, I really enjoyed them. And then obviously when this came back out, it was like, oh, I really want to watch Alice in Borderlands again now. And then all of a sudden Netflix bring them all back after.
I hadn't seen it the first time, so it'll be an interesting one to watch. But yeah, I was sort of glued to that other program that we won't name. But yeah, so other than that, I've done my own work, which is always a start. I've watched a couple of bits, but nothing really. Just been busy working, and then before you know it, we're back on Thursday again.
Right. Well, speaking of homework, shall we get it out of the way?
Absolutely.
Right. Homework for this week was a little film called 500 Days of Summer. It was picked by Chris Hayden. Now, we were lucky enough to find it in a charity shop for £4 so it cost us 25p.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
And
I do have the Blu-ray, which I said to you, which I had to dig out of there, right? But then the other day, I went into a charity shop and they had it on DVD as well. The only reason I picked this up because in the last 12 months, this is the only homework I've ever found before it actually was meant to be watched. So that will be going somewhere. But I had to pick it up for like 20p or whatever. I was like, I'm having it just for the sake of saying I've had it.
Right. So the reason why I've mentioned the price for 25 pence is because I am glad I did not pay more. I am glad it worked out as an average of 25p for the DVD. It should be called An Hour and a Half of Your Life You'll Never Get Back, in my opinion.
On the scale of what Chris recommends, how far up in that scale is it?
So Chris highly recommended it. So I thought we would have learned our lesson now. If Chris highly recommends something, it's usually around about a 3 or a 4 in anyone else's rating. It starts off well. Yeah, we are putting Chris in Movie Chat's jail, Peter. You are right. You suffered it last week, and
Yes.
I think it's Chris's turn this week. It starts off really well that they go to him and he's all depressed and, you know, what's happened now? And you're thinking, oh, this is going to be all right. But I don't know what's happened to us the last couple of weeks. We've watched a few films where we jump around time a little bit. And I thought it was a bit awkward to sort of follow. You know, you sort of jump in at like day 1 where they meet him, and then you jump into like day 289 when they're walking around IKEA and stuff like that, and then it jumps back earlier on in the relationship.
Yeah.
What happened to Grandma's house?
She's just a big dick tease.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
You know, I don't want a relationship, or I do want a relationship. No, I don't. But I want to sleep with you. And then it was just like, you know, yeah, I don't know, mate. What was your views?
Well, we sat down and watched it last night, and Lou said to me she wasn't a fan of rom-coms, which is fine because it definitely wasn't a rom-com. But it's the same again. I said to you last week about Adrift when I watched that. You know, these movies that chop and change between each time scale, and it's difficult I find them more difficult to try and keep up with. Because I couldn't remember what day they actually broke up. So I was trying to figure out when it was that, you know, this particular thing happened. Sit down, please. 1 second, guys. Sorry, Mum's still not home from work yet. So I'm just fighting him. But yeah, it just seemed a bit strange. And then, like Lana said, and 10 days later, she's married. Yeah. It was just sort of I didn't believe a woman that had such strong values for not sort of getting in a relationship would be married within like she said, within 10-day period. And then even when he sort of met her at the end, she was a bit of a cock to him.
It was a sort of a kick in the dick, really, wasn't it? Because it was like, oh, so you got married, so much for you not wanting a relationship. And I think she said something along the lines was, well, I realised I had something I never had with you, or I found something I was missing with you. And it was just like, at that point, I'd be like, see you later, bye.
This is it. I like that guy. I think he's a good actor, and I liked him in Don John. But he's more of a confident sort of guy in that. But she, I don't know, I just didn't like her. I don't think I bought into her. No, I didn't really know at any point what her mindset was at all. And I think that's probably what it was meant to be portrayed, that she didn't know what she wanted. But it just made it a difficult watch for me. There was a couple of funny moments in it, like that IKEA bit. Yeah, I said to you, that I enjoyed that bit.
I think what they should have done with the IKEA bit is that they should have shown the earlier part of the relationship first, because like you say, it jumps to like 280 days in, and he tells a joke about the taps not working, and then she doesn't laugh at him, and then they jump to like 80 odd days in, he tells the same joke, and she's rolling around laughing with him. So it's like, you should have showed us the first bit, and then showed us the relationship develop into that ain't funny no more, you know. But yeah, what's Lana saying?
Lana's saying, I liked that kind of film, but it was boring and not gripping.
Yeah.
See, I automatically, I know you watched it before I did, right? So automatically, when we sort of got to the end of the film yesterday, I sort of sat there and I was like, I know what he was on about now, because I basically got a message between me and Chris when we were messaging, and he's like, I do like autumn. And I was like, I know what he's on about now. Plus, obviously, awesome for summer. So I was like, I get it now. I know what he's saying.
Yeah. I do prefer autumn over summer, to be honest.
Yeah, and this is it, Joan. I don't even think a second watch of that sort of movie would inspire me to sort of improve my score on it. I just don't think it was one I got on with.
No, it was a bit of a letdown considering what we've had previously. I think Peter's right. I think Chris has found himself in movie chat's jail.
Hey, Joanne.
But that doesn't mean that you can come on though, Pete, and recommend another bloody swimming film.
The thing is, it's each to their own, isn't it? I mean, we've all got different tastes, and the whole point of this, should we say, experiment, for want of a better word, is so that we can sort of see movies that other people love. And it's his choice at the end of the day. But for me, it just wasn't. Like Lana said, it wasn't gripping really. I was sort of found myself just sort of going through the motions when I was watching it, but in the same breath, trying to keep up with where we were up to. And that's what sort of let it down for me, because, like I say, I do like the actor in it. And me. Hey, Tori. Hey, thanks.
Just for those guys that are joining late, we are just reviewing 500 Days of Summer. If you could tell us in the chat what you thought about it. Did you watch it? Have you seen it? Would you recommend it to someone that's got an hour and a half left to live? Probably. Let us know.
Really like.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know, mate. It wasn't for me, and
it's based on a book, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it sums it up where Lana's usually telling me off for being on my phone, but she picked her phone up before I picked mine.
Is that what it goes like in your household?
I think that summed up where we were up to with that film at that particular point.
So if she picks up the phone, does that mean it's okay for you to do it, or do you just wait?
Yeah. To the point where she's usually telling me off for looking at toys on eBay, and it's just like, watch the film. But no, she picked her phone up before I did. Right, yeah. Tori said she never seen it. She didn't watch it. Lana says don't bother. And Joanne says it wasn't for me. I prefer horror. So, yeah.
It's fine, like I say, and I'm hoping that at some point we get some recommendations for horror, to be fair, especially with it being the time of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the time of the year, sorry. But I don't know. I have had better fun with Zombievers and Rubber, to be fair.
Right. And on that note, let's move on.
Okay, mate.
Start talking about Rubber. So this week we are reviewing the year that brought you the President Reagan referring the Soviet Union as the evil empire, and the year of the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System. We are looking at 1983. 1983. I was one in this year.
I was born as well.
I was one in this year. So it was interesting, though, Steve, because you said before we went on that you found this was a good year to look at and a good year for movies and stuff.
Yeah, there's quite a few that probably I wouldn't mention tonight. Probably something like Videodrome and a couple of others that, although they didn't make my list, they sort of came out. They were quite iconic movies for the time. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, anything's better than probably, what did we have before? We had 95, and then the one before that was 79, was it? Or something like that?
70-something, yeah.
But for me, I think I like movies from the 80s, and I think there's although I didn't obviously see any of them at the time, I definitely grew up with quite a few of them. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of classics that have sort of come on my radar in the last 20 years. Ironically, they're all from that year. I mean, one of the fun ones was Jaws 3D was from that year as well. And I mean, I watched that not long ago, and that was the one with the shark that came through the observatory area, wasn't it, or whatever you would call it? And that is absolutely terrible. That it is so bad, so bad. But they're cult classics, aren't they? Has a
Yeah,
very
we're not quite ready to talk about this
no,
yet.
we're not there. We're not there, Tori. Don't get him started.
You
We're
know,
not there yet.
I am not allowed to talk about this program yet. Steve, although Steve is now
That's
watching,
on the after show Patreons only conversation chat.
he is now making me wait a week because everybody else is watching it. So
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for Chris.
So,
But go on.
well,
I mean,
Chris, after that bloody crap he made me watch. Right, would yeah, Tori, I am the same. I've been dying for weeks. However, I've been asked not to.
well, you can come on and talk about it, Tori, if you want, love.
Do you want to jump into your top five, mate? Because we're sort of jumping segments here, talking about the show that shall not be named. What's your 1983 top five?
Well, I'll go with a couple of honourable mentions first, which is Superman 3 and The Man with Two Brains, starring Steve Martin. Both great films. And I say great films. I think I grew up more with Superman 3 than some of the others. So apart from the second one, I think number 3 was the one that was sort of, it's a bit edgy compared to a few of them for me. Especially that when she gets turned into like an android, that woman, it scared the crap out of me growing up. So it's always stuck with me, that film. It's probably not great. I put number 5, I've got Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not one I've watched. I watched until 10 years ago or so ago. But obviously, got my box set.
Well, I have got it on my movie scratcher. There's 100 movies to watch bucket list thing. I haven't scratched it up. I haven't seen it. I have got the collector's edition hard tin here that I bought last year when I got that, and I still haven't got around to watching it. It's but it's on
really
that list. But
it's a good film. Number 4, and this is I was on an iron with this, but number 4, I've got War Games.
Yeah,
brilliant. I love that film. Number 3, Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Which I am a massive Star Wars fan, but there's a couple of others that I've just put above it, which are, and this is probably, this is one I didn't see until about 10, 15 years ago, which is Christine. So Stephen King's Christine.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's a brilliant movie. But the soundtracks are good as well, innit? I love the car. I think it's a Plymouth, if I'm ever right.
I'll make a note of that one.
Christine. I've probably got a few copies of it. I might send you one. And the number 1, which we spoke about briefly off air, but for me is Trading Places.
Yeah, now
I like Trading Places. I think it's a really good festive film.
I would have agreed with you. I love Trading Places. I thought it was a really great film. I had it on DVD. It was, use the word had. I put it on the other day, thinking, yeah, let's watch it. It's going to be superb. And when I turned it off halfway through, I just couldn't get into it. Lana couldn't get into it. Yeah.
A VHS Blu-ray edition.
So Lana couldn't get into it. She was happy to be playing on her phone. I was just like, yeah, this isn't as good as I remembered.
Oh, no, it's great. It's a great film. Put that in a frame. What do you reckon?
Yeah, put it up. Frame it and put it up somewhere.
I'm a bit of a completist, so it'd annoy me that it weren't in the case, I think. But yeah, that was one of the ones I definitely had to get. It kept going out of stock in HMV. And so I put it on like a reminder, and a few times, the second it came up, I pressed it, and it was out of stock again. So I eventually got one. But yeah, that and Back to the Future, my VHS ones.
Yeah.
I love the film.
Peter's saying Christine's a great movie. Tori says she loves Trading Places. Lana says it's shit. Can't stand Eddie Murphy.
Lana, chill. just stop moaning.
So yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if I wasn't in the mood to watch it, or I don't know. I just
You
couldn't
probably had
get it.
Lana in you going, Eddie Murphy, he's shit. Eddie Murphy's shit.
To be fair, she never. She just sat there and she went, if I've got to watch it, I'll watch it. And then she sort of not watched it about 5 minutes in, and about 20 odd minutes in, half an hour in, I was like, yeah, well, I can't get into this.
Richard forgot some bits, went back in, and now I'm stuck in a queue with the till. Them tills are terrible in there, though.
Yeah, it would be no good on Supermarket Sweep, would he?
Not in them. I mean, you go to them shops, and it's like one person on the till, and everybody's got a full bloody trolley worth, innit?
See, Beverly Hills, Tonks, yeah, I agree. Beverly Hills Cop, I love that. I love that whole series, 1, 2, and 3. I could probably watch that all day. I just could not get into Trading Places again. And, I actually shocked myself at how quick I turned it off. Right, so my top 5, I've gone with War Games.
Yeah.
The Right Stuff, about the astronauts.
Is this in any order, or is it just your 5 that you like?
This is my top 5.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Krull. And The Meaning of Life.
See, I thought The Meaning of Life was the... I don't know. It's The Meaning of Life? Which one's that now?
It's the one with the guy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the weaker of the 3 for me.
It is the weaker one, but when you're looking at movies like Trading Places and Jaws 3D, and if I had a choice, that's the one I'd go with.
I mean, that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying, it's for me, it's the weaker of the Monty Pythons. But then if you say the same, to be fair, about Superman 3, it's just the one I seem to have grown up with more than... Number 2 was probably the one I watched the most. But number 3 was, I don't know, it just stuck with me.
Does this sum up our audience?
I don't even like little movies. I'm only here for the entertainment. Yeah, thanks, Lana.
Yeah. So, the highest grossing films for that year.
Well, Tori's put a few options in there as well. Educating Rita, which I missed that one, to be fair, and Staying Alive. I don't think I've ever seen Staying Alive. I think I've seen the Saturday Night Fever, but I don't ever think I watched Staying Alive. Hey, David. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming, guys.
So, highest grossing movies of 1983, Steve. Go on.
Are we doing like a top 3?
Well, I've got 4. I usually do top 4.
Return of the Jedi.
That's number 1, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That's the first time you've ever got the first one right.
We seriously do need the Family Fortunes thing going on here.
Yeah.
I would go with Terms of Endearment.
Nope.
I
do have to admit, I've never seen the second one. I've never seen it.
Is Krull on there?
No. Number 4 is a film that we've already mentioned.
Trading Places.
Yes.
Did we pick what? Did I ask about? Did I say War Games?
You've said it in your 5, but that's not in the highest grossing. No.
Superman 3.
Nope.
Oh God, there's a couple of them. Go on, because we'll be here all night. Otherwise, I'm trying to think what they would.
Sorry, Joan, you're wrong with Never Say Never Again. Tootsie was number 2. I've never seen Tootsie. Number 3 was Flashdance.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to say.
And number 4 was Trading Places.
I mean, Flashdance was up there, but it was one of those films where I didn't really... I've seen it, but it was a long time ago. National Lampoon, that was Vacation, wasn't it? National
Yeah.
Lampoon Vacation that year.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the Christmas one.
Highest grossing actor for 1983.
Bloody hell. Jack Nicholson?
Nope.
Sean Connery?
Nope.
Eddie Murphy?
No.
Dan Aykroyd?
No.
See, I wouldn't have said it was any of the Star Wars lot, because they got paid a lot less, didn't they?
You'll be surprised.
Okay. Mark Hamill?
No.
Go on then.
Harrison Ford, number 1.
Yeah, of course it would have been. Yeah, nice one, Stu.
Sylvester Stallone, number 2.
I wonder what movie that was.
Chevy Chase, number 3. And at number 4 was Paul Newman.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, so that surprised me. You know, Chevy Chase being in there because he only really did the National Lampoons, didn't he?
Do you think by that point, in the movies, they were just like demanding whatever they wanted?
Yeah.
Obviously, in the first Star Wars, nobody actually thought it was going to do anything, did they?
No.
That's why he did the TV.
I think I read something, didn't I, on Harrison Ford for Return of the Jedi, that he wanted Han Solo to be killed off in Empire Strikes Back. That's why they put him in the carbonite. And then, he said, no, I'm dead. I'm not coming back. And then all of a sudden, they offered him a truckload of money. And he was, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm in. Director for that year. I'll put you out your misery because you'd never get it.
Go on.
Richard Attenborough for Gandhi.
I didn't even know Gandhi came out that year. And allow it would be the year before, wasn't it?
1982. But Richard Attenborough got it for Gandhi. Yeah. So I was like, really? You know?
So in other words, when we do 1985, it's going to be someone like George Lucas.
Yeah, someone like that. Yeah. And then like I say, I made a couple of notes there, and I referred to them at the start. That President Reagan referred to the Soviet Union as the evil empire.
Mm.
So it was like, right, okay. If that's not going to start a war, I don't know what will. And, and the Nintendo Entertainment System was released that year.
What, the first one?
The first one, the NES, yeah. Does that not make you feel old, Steve? That was what, 38 years ago or whatever?
Yes, it does make me feel bloody old. Thank you very much. I'm the same age.
Yeah, but you're a couple of months older than me, aren't you?
Oh, we're going down this way, are we?
Yeah,
Big Steve.
I'd take it down to days and hours if I had to. You don't get a face like this if you weren't precious about a couple of hours.
Oh, bless you. Well, you've aged worse, aren't you?
Oh, God. I think you probably enjoyed looking at that year more than I did, to be fair. I think I struggled.
No, I think there's quite a few. But the thing is that if you haven't seen Christine, you haven't seen Scarface, I mean, they're two massive movies from that year. So it would pay for you to, especially Christine. Christine is a great film. Well, I say that. I mean, obviously, so is Scarface. It's just, for me, Scarface took me a good 10, 15 minutes to get used to his accent that he was putting on.
Yeah.
But after that, I enjoyed it. But if I had to choose between the two, I would say I prefer Christine. It's a great film.
Mm-hmm.
Pick that up. I'm sure I've got it on DVD anyway. If I haven't got it on Blu-ray, I thought I picked it up.
So just going back to films like the Right Stuff. Obviously, that's about the first lot of astronauts versus.
Maybe today. Yeah.
What was your favourite sort of movie of that sort of genre, because there was quite a lot of them out there, wasn't there? There were like all the explorer films and stuff like that, and
Sorry, Explorer films.
yeah, do you know, like say there's like The Right Stuff and a few of the other films that were sort of like biographies of famous people and stuff like that. What's your favorite one of them all type of?
What, biography films?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if we talk about biography films, I like things like Ali, stuff like that. What I tend to do is when I'm watching those, I then pick them apart afterwards to try and see what the consistencies are. So I do prefer things that are based on a true story, but then there's a lot of films that came out, especially in the 90s and stuff and 2000s, which were loosely based around particular stories. But
yeah, it's got the person's actual name in it, but they've made everything else.
Probably about where it ends.
Yeah.
But sort of biography films, I mean, like I say, it's probably stuff like Ali, Steve Jobs films. I like them. Jobs and Steve Jobs, because he's the one with Jobs, which is Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Which is actually strangely difficult to get hold of in this country. I enjoyed that film, but then I'm quite passionate about technology, so that was important. That was an eye opener to me. That movie. But I've got plenty of books on Steve Jobs. Bronson, yeah, that's a good one with Ed. I'm talking about Hardy in it.
Tom Hardy, yeah.
Tom Hardy, that's the one. I've got Bronson up there actually. Yeah, it is a weird film, that though. I will be honest with you, it's a bit sort of trippy, isn't it, Bronson?
Yeah. But so is the story though.
I mean, he's not known for his quality, is he?
Getting sent to prison for the rest of your life for stealing what ended up being £6.50 or something. Right. However, that the post office that he robs was down the road from where we used to live. Right.
Really?
Yeah. In Ellesmere Port, yeah, little son.
I'm waiting for a movie on Harold Shipman, because I used to live about 10 miles away about 5 miles away from there.
Right, should we move on to your favourite bit then, Stevie?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah. Pick up the books. In this segment, ladies and gents, we share what we've picked up this week. It doesn't have to be movie related. It's just anything cool, any figures, DVDs, books, posters, whatever. Please feel free to share your comments, what you guys have picked up, and we'll highlight the interesting ones. We're not talking about picking up like your rubbish or anything like that. As you can see, I got something quite special in the post this morning. I was quite surprised when I got home to find it launched over the back fence by our local.
Hey, when he sent me something, they left it on my door, on my bloody front door as well.
So you might have seen this on a particular reselling channel recently, and he highly on a particular one, yeah. And he was quite adamant that I should have bought it after speaking to him, and I didn't want to take it off his hands because it's such a low price.
Hey, go Jazz.
However, it did arrive today as a present. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Hayden. That's much love. That will go with my others that I've got. Let me just reach over here and I'll get them out the drawer for you. So
they're stored away in the drawer, are they?
They're hidden away in the drawer because I've got nowhere to put them yet. I've got to put a top on the wardrobe so they can stand up. So I've got the Klingon, the Vorchar class, and I've got the Enterprise D from All Good Things.
Yeah, so that's cool.
But between them, that and the XO1. We're going to go on top of the wardrobe in between my Star Wars helmets and my Thunderbird 2.
He's got a load of good toys to play with, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. See, I can never get bored when I'm meant to be working from home.
Halfway through Teams meeting, you're going.
Yeah. You know, if I'm not playing with my Transformers, I'm playing with my Star Wars and Star Trek. But yeah,
Oh, nice one, Tonks. I do appreciate everybody coming in and watching. It really does. It does. It is appreciated.
yeah.
Does mean a lot.
So they'll go on me on the top of the wardrobe, and I picked this up as well this week from a charity shop.
She's a movie cup.
Yeah, a movie related cup. So I get to keep that.
I find when I go to charity shops and I find like a cool one like that, I pick it up and it's like half the size of a brew. I'm like, nah, I can't. I do like my big cups for my brews. I have to have a big one.
I picked this one up for me, and I picked up a Darth Vader one for Lana for reselling.
Oh right, okay.
So
I think I've got one of those to be fair somewhere. Darth Vader one.
Yeah, it's a Disney. No, it's not an actual Darth Vader head with the lid.
Oh, it's not that.
It's one of like the tumbler things from the Disney store.
Oh, is it one to have a look at your store for? Have a look at the store.
Have a look at the store, guys. Don't be shy. Go and have a look at Lana's store. T is for treasure. Not that we're into shameless plugs on this channel. But yeah, right. Oh yeah. Tori, you have no idea how tolerant she is of my collecting.
She's not listed it yet. Needs to get listed, Lana. I want to see this cup.
Brings a whole new meaning to the phrase "toys in the bedroom."
In the middle of that, you'll do that.
Woo! The funny thing is, guys, is that before the start of the show, Steve went, "What have you got on the window ledge?" And I said, "Well, I've got me Enterprise from Chris, and I've obviously moved me Build-A-Bear Spock to go with the Enterprise." And he said it's like a different item each week on the window ledge, because last week it was me Funko Pops, wasn't it? The Avengers Funko Pops. During the last Fun Facts, it was me Cat Marvel made an appearance in the first one. And then it was the Alien Queen for the rest of the video. So each week it's going to be something different on the window ledge, I reckon. So, yeah. I'll put you on big screen now, Steve. And
okay, mate. Well, for me, obviously, I got me box of goodies from Chris. So that was my stuff that I won with the Back to the Future, which includes the hat, which I'm dead chuffed with. So that'll be good when it gets a bit cold. Only a few pickups this week, to be fair. I've got Series 1 of The Detectives. A couple of DVDs as well, because I've not seen this either, which is Rollerball.
I don't like the new one.
Well, I mean, I'm going to give it a go. This was actually sealed, which is quite funny, but Young Guns 2. I have to admit, I bought this one. I picked this one up because it's a Swayze film, but I've never seen it. Called Young Bloods, which looks like a hockey film. So that'll be interesting to watch. This is probably absolutely terrible, but I picked it up anyway. I haven't seen it. And then I got some Blu-rays. I think I did mention this one the other day, but I got the one that was downstairs was number 3, but that's number 2 of the extended harder cut. So yeah. I'll see if there's anything different with that. This one I've never heard of, but it says it's the true story, and the BAFTAs said it may well be the best war film ever made.
All right, okay.
Somewhere I read a statement that said something along the lines of, here we go, incredibly tense. It's the British Hurt Locker. So I'll give that one a go.
So the best war film that apart from Saving Private Ryan, the other is We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
This one I've never heard of. I think it's a German film called Michael, but it's a Eureka. Now, I got this in the charity shop that was like $4 for £1, and I don't care what movie it is. If it's a Eureka Blu-ray, I'm picking it up. So that'll go with the collections up here.
I think Tonks wants to have a look at your pet monster.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. It's got.
See, he tries to say he's in collectibles, but really he just wants to pick up toys from his childhood.
Mate, I'm not being funny, but that was that was like £4 in the shop. There was no way I was leaving that. You know. I'm hoping this movie grows on me because I did watch it and I did semi enjoy it, but I can't. There's just a little something in it that I'm not sure of. But I like Taika Waititi. I think he's a good director, but he's a good actor as well. So I had to pick it up for the collection. Now I'll get slaughtered for this, but I picked this up because I wanted to watch it for nostalgia reasons, right? But yeah.
Why, as a City fan, wearing the Barcelona
exactly right. However,
United.
This is like in the 90s. You can't deny in the 90s that they weren't a good team. And the thing is, right, I was thinking about it. I have the Class of '92 and the United film, that is a really good movie if anybody's not seen it. So I did die a little inside when I bought it, but as a football fan, I've got to watch it. It'd probably be the one-off I watch it, but I've got loads of City Blu-rays and DVDs, so but that's going to be hidden away somewhere because, yeah, I don't like looking at it, but I don't mind watching it. I thought if I can get through watching the Sunderland program on on Netflix, then it can't be as bad as that.
Goat Jazz says burn it. Dave Resells is asking, is that a Scarface box set behind you?
Yeah. So I got this from a car boot for about £2. I did show it last week actually, but it's the steelbook of Scarface. Got a few cards in there, like identity cards and stuff. And then you've got, if I can get it out again, there we go. You've got a Tony Montana money clip. But it's a good set. It's a nice set. But like I say, I mean, it was only a couple of quid off the car boot, so I was happy with that. I think it is he'd run as well. But yeah, so there's my pickups this week. Not a massive amount. I got some little figures. I got How to Train Your Dragon figures, and then I did buy some other little toys, but then they came with these little things. So I put these up here. I've got little Black Panther, a little Cap, and then Black Widow and Iron Man, and then a really small. I think is it Bumblebee?
Bumblebee, yeah. G1,
like
G1
really?
style Bumblebee.
That is like really small.
That's the non-transformable one, though, isn't it? It just stands there.
Oh, it's not moving. Yeah, it's not moving.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've got my Optimus Prime up there as well. So, turn the other way. The die-cast one. So,
yeah.
That other one's plastic though. But yeah, just a few little bits. Nothing major this week. I'll probably. There's a couple of movies that are due out, I think, over the next few weeks that I might pick up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm waiting for like Suicide Squad and a few others. I think that won't be too much longer.
I still haven't seen Suicide Squad. I'm in no rush to see it. But I tell you what I did see. Actually, I'll wait for the free-for-all to discuss that. Because other people might have watched it. Pickups. What else have I picked up this week?
Dave the Gent said still had the best team. Steve Manu wasn't going to say nothing, mate. I can appreciate what they do. I'd like to think in a few years' time that the other teams will be able to appreciate what we've done in the last 10 years. And I can definitely appreciate like Fergie as a manager and what they actually managed to achieve. That doesn't mean I like him. It just means that I can tolerate watching it.
I've just remembered what else I picked up. We went to Wrexham. That was Saturday. Yeah, but we met up with Andrew, Monumental, and I picked up a couple of figures in the charity shop, and they were 10p each, so I couldn't leave them behind. So I got a Stormtrooper.
Nice. That's cool.
I got a Death Trooper. And Jey Uso. So,
yeah, that's cool. They're more of a modern figure.
I got a couple more. I got a little 8080 Walker.
I knew Tonks. I knew that's cool. I don't mind. I'm not ashamed to say I bought these things. I'm not. It's just I appreciate what they did. That's all. It doesn't mean I like them. To be fair, the way it's going at the minute, I prefer them over bloody Liverpool because at least I know United can drop a few points quite easily with Ollie at the wheel.
Yeah,
they don't spare me.
You just need a good Tonkin, don't they, United, and get rid of Ollie.
No, keep him, mate. Keep him for the next 10 years. Let's see what he does. Have Ronaldo playing at 56.
Yeah. Right, let's jump on, shall we? Here we go, guys. Now, this is the segment where we put the link in the chat. Please feel free to pop on, come and have a chat with us. Tori, I'll be interested in your views on a certain program that Steve banned me of talking about, but it doesn't mean you can't.
Is that why we're going with it?
Yeah.
If Tori comes on, it's free game to talk about it.
It's free game to discuss it if she brings it up. Right, so the film that I watched this week it was Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. And I really, really enjoyed it.
Was it more of the same?
It was along the same lines as the first one. I think Tom Hardy and Venom are a little bit more comical in this one than they were in the first one, because I think they found the feet and the learning to live with each other, etc. Yeah, I did really enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. The end of the film is quite interesting, but the end credit scene's even better.
I've heard, yeah, there's a little bit of a decent end credit scene.
Yeah, and I think Sony and Disney are finally pulling in the right direction.
Hey, Ali, hope you're well. My boyfriend. It's his birthday, so
They have to have a meal and what? Oh, no, you can't do that.
He'll have another birthday. God, selfish.
He's got up a birthday. He's up a Friday next year. You could have done it then. Yeah. So, yeah, it was an interesting film. Woody Harrelson. Superb.
I'm getting battered here by Tonks because Chris has just come in the chat. Brilliant. Cheers, Tonks. I don't know.
It comes in after we've reviewed 500 Days of Summer. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good film. Woody Harrelson's superb in it as Carnage. There is a couple of bits that obviously they don't stay true to the comics, but
yeah,
it is what it is. We get over that bit now because we've had like a decade or 2 decades worth of them making their own things up. But yeah, the end of it is quite interesting. That end credit scene makes you wonder what's really going on with the rest of it now. And like you say, Sony are really It looks like they're pulling.
He's a fucker.
It's like Sony are really pulling on the Disney train at the moment, and they must want in on some of this money that they're making. So if you haven't seen it, go and see it. I would recommend that one. No, Tori, that's not fair. You're coming on to talk about it. You're not mentioning it in the chat to Chris now. Chris is coming. He's only about 4 or 5 episodes in. Can we talk up to episode 5?
I mean, I don't see there being a problem with that,
because there's not much really that happens up to episode 5, is there really?
There's a few bits, but I mean, the thing is that I think I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, I said to you straight off the bat, you know, when the guy sort of comes onto it, he seems to be like a stroppy adult almost, like zero responsibility, lives with his mum. His mum's paying for everything, you know. But then it really sort of grew on me quite quickly, that program. I mean, it's free will, isn't it? At the end of the day, they all had the freedom to sort of go in, and then even not long after that, they had a free rein to go and go back in, because that's within the first episode or so, isn't it?
Yeah.
You should swap the half. Come on, lads! Seriously, this is taking the piss. And
show it. You could have.
I know, but it's well, yeah. Allow me with my top 5, shall we? Of top 5 City Blu-rays. I'll go with that one.
So here's your options then, Steve. When we hit 100 subs.
No.
When we hit the 100 subs, and bearing in mind, I'll put up that because that's what you've agreed to.
I did not agree to any of this. I don't know. Did you dream this or what?
You agreed to this. You agreed to this just as much as we agreed to send prizes from Mastermind. it happened, right? So your options, guys, and we'll let the chat decide this. We'll let the chat decide this now. When we get to 100 subs, we can either have Steve do his video dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire, or we could have Steve wearing a Man United shirt. And that way,
then I'd have to go and buy one, and I'm not doing that.
I'm sure Chris can send you one. He's probably got one in stock.
No, he won't touch him.
I'm sure I've seen him listed.
No, he won't touch him. I know he won't touch him.
And I'm sure some of the chat will happily lend you one of theirs.
So no, you're okay, thank you, mate.
You can either do it just Hellfire, or you could do it wearing a United shirt.
I'm guessing I'm going to have to dress up as Miss Doubtfire then, but then don't think you're getting away with it.
I've already done my pre-record, mate. I've got the T-shirt to prove that.
Oh, right, yeah, clearly.
But, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Holly. I feel like I'm being bullied into this by Steve.
You can't do it. You'll make me sick.
Do you know what, right? My brother's a big
There's the
fan.
best of both worlds, Steve.
My brother's a big City fan as well, and on his stag do, his mates made him dress in a fucking United shirt. I nearly cried. There you go. There's the best of both worlds. Mrs. Doubtfire wearing a United shirt. I get berated now. Yeah. So going back to the topic. Yeah, I thought the first episode was a bit. The first 20 minutes of the first episode was a bit slow, and I'll say to you all, if you get past the first episode, then you'll love it. There's some really good, interesting twists in the first couple of episodes, and they just carry on through. Yeah. But Steve's give me a week. I'm not allowed to talk about it because, like I say, the Facebook page has gone ballistic with you all watching Squid Game. So this time next week, ladies and gents, and this is your warning, if you've not watched it, you're getting spoiled. Okay, because spoiled. Yeah, that's it. It's getting spoiled because I've been waiting a month to talk about this. A
So
month.
I watched it day one. I binge watched it day one.
I
So
think
yeah,
it took me about 2 or 3 days, to be fair. But that's because we watched it in the evenings. But to be fair, and I said that twice now, I was thinking about this, right? It's probably the best program I've watched all year. And that's including like Money Ice, because I think Money Ice is a bit different because it finished like halfway through the season. So I've got another half a season to watch in December 31st, I think it comes out. But easily the best program I've watched all year. Easily.
I tell you another series that I'm actually enjoying at the moment, and that's the latest Walking Dead. Now,
I haven't got past series 9, I don't think.
I persevered with it up until the latest one, and the last like 3 or 4 series has been really, really slow. It's been really hard to watch. It had no real direction about what was going on. And then this latest one, I've really enjoyed it. It's got back to the dark grittiness of what it was. They're not all lovey-dovey anymore and stuff like that. And you know, Negan is gone back to being his old self.
I think,
You know,
yeah. I mean, a lot of people criticize the show for like when Negan came in, but I think it added another dimension to the program because up to that point, it seemed to be quite a lot of the same situation, but just in another area. So they go to another place, and it was like almost identical, really. For a few seasons, that sort of lingered on.
yeah.
I can see it becoming quite similar, and that's why some people turned off. But for me, when Negan came into it, it just made it a different beast.
There was a couple of cracking lines in this series so far from Negan. You know, and he's came out. The actors come out and he said he wished he didn't have to say them. They filmed those scenes so many times because it makes Negan look like a bit of a cock. But that's the Negan that we all love. You know, he's been watered down the last couple of series because, and now he's started to build himself back up as being Negan again. It's brilliant, and I'm really enjoying it.
Tonk says, I've not seen Money Eyes, but my friend said the Spanish version with subtitles is better than the English version. I can't do subtitles. That's my problem. I mean, I sort of got used to it quite quickly with the English dubbed on it. Although it is strange, like when you watch like a video like on YouTube or something of the actors and they sound completely different, or like halfway through the actual series when they changed voice actors for some of them. They were very similar, but you could tell they were different.
Yeah, it was like that with the 3%. They changed a couple of voice actors, but then they also had a voice actor that played 2 parts. So when you were watching it, you were sort of like, what's really going on here and who's really talking? Is Dave having issues, is he?
Yeah, Dave says buffering. I don't think it is for us. We seem to be fine.
So yeah, the 3% is a good one. That's a strange one. But like you say, you've started watching Alice in Borderlands, and I think Alice in Borderlands has got more of a story and better games than Squid Games has got. But I think it's a bit more. I think it's a little bit more shocking in parts, but not shocking in others. Squid Games just sort of hits you, doesn't it? Where it's like, oh shit, what's just happened there?
That's very true. I think that's the reason why you sort of gripped on it, because straight away it's like, boom. No, hang on a second, this ain't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this, right? Do you think? I think it's like 9 episodes, isn't it? Do you think that's like the correct amount of episodes now? Because over the years it's fluctuated, hasn't it? You've gone from like especially if it was American, it was like a 25 episode series, and then in England it was predominantly 6.
Well, Lana's had this conversation with me in the past because she struggles to find something calm like Netflix or Prime or Disney, and then we're just getting into it, and then we have the last episode, and it's just like, well, that was only 4 or 5 episodes, and that was the end of the season or whatever. Where my stuff, you're taking Star Trek and stuff like that into consideration. There's 24 episodes a season.
Exactly my point.
So I've got plenty of. I think Chris made the joke last week that he's on like episode 500 of season 1 of Prison Break, and that's another one that just seemed to drag out. I guess it depends on what the series is. The thing that gets me is this mid-season break that they seem to take. They get 8 episodes in, then you've got 6 months off before the second part of the season, and it's just like, I understand you want people to watch the first 8 episodes again, but that doesn't make any sense to me. You might as well.
Yeah, well, obviously, Chris has said the same. 2 seasons, 50 episodes. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a balance in there. I mean, you look at something like what's it called? I mean, Jon Snow.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. That was like, they were like an hour and 20 minutes an episode or something stupid, weren't they?
Some of them were. The majority of the time they went between 50 minutes to an hour. But then,
so they was only about 9 episodes, weren't they?
Yeah, the last episode, the last series, they sort of went on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because it was obviously the last one going in. Or they might have had like a couple of special episodes mid-season.
Yeah.
For that, but they didn't do it that often. It was only stuff like the Red Wedding and stuff like that you were like, right, something's going to happen, but what's going to happen?
Well, I think for me, if it's a series, I think the sweet spot is about an hour for an episode, I think, for me. And I do think that even though there was only 9, I think if they'd have dragged that out to 16, I probably would have give up, because there's only, 6 games? So to drag that out over like a 16 episode series, I don't know, mate. You'd have probably ended up with a load of backstories, a lot more backstories.
Which I'm glad they haven't actually done in this. You know, you hear him talking about his mate, and then how good his mate is and how well he's done in school, and the next thing you know, you're seeing him in the game. So you're like, right, okay, there's his mate. So the only real flashback you got was
he was a dickhead. He's a dickhead. I'm telling you now. Just like,
no spoilers.
There's no spoilers. I'm just saying he's a dickhead.
No spoilers. The only real flashbacks that you got was of them playing Squid at the start of the start of the series.
I mean, don't get me wrong. What was it, like 500 contestants or something stupid?
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. Sorry, yeah. So it would have took a while to get through anybody with any of backstory. Well,
yeah.
I just think that a lot of the TV shows nowadays, they seem to want to explain every single character. So you're not fully invested into it until you've got through about 30 episodes to find out everybody's story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that was I'm just glad they didn't do that with that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you've got a week's grace, ladies and gents, before I ruin the show for you. So get it watched. That's my warning. You've been told. Do
you want to just mention again about Mr. about how much you appreciate Mr. Hayden's gift?
Oh yeah, I love it. It's brilliant, Chris. Thank you very much for it. I was quite surprised and shocked this afternoon when I come home to find the parcel had been.
Did you get the invoice in it as well?
I got a nice little post-it note saying thank you. So, yeah, it was a nice surprise to come home to see our local Hermes man just threw it over the back fence with no regard of what's in it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. It was I was quite pleasantly surprised.
Is that technically your first fan mail then? Is that what we're going with that?
Well, I've had other fan mail, haven't we? We've had the Deadpool and Captain Marvel picture.
Oh yeah, I've got my Deadpool up there.
Yeah, and I got me holographic Star Trek bookmark, which is on the wall here next to the comic. So yeah, the between Chris and Z, I think they've pretty much supplied half of my collection.
How minutes do? Right, so this just clear this up for Chris because he's gonna. Right, so basically, Chris, what I've done is I've gone out and bought a Blu-ray of United, the latest one they brought out. It's not a season review. It is literally the United way. So I want to watch this because it's a bit of history, and I'm not really fussed. And Tonks seems to be mentioning it a few times. So just to explain to you what it was, I'd said to him I appreciate what they did in the 90s, and I just thought it might be worth watching, especially as I've watched things like the Spurs one on Netflix, and I've watched the Sunderland one on Netflix. But Tonks seems to be keep going at it, don't you, mate?
So we've now got to the conclusion that when we get to 100 subs, Steve's dressing up as Mrs. Doubtfire wearing a Man United shirt on his previous.
No, show him the rest. Right. Okay. So I have.
No, we're not.
I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna set it light. It's only through, and the class of '92. So Blu-ray collection, and I'm now getting absolutely battered by Tonks.
So let's put them on the big screen, guys, and see if we can spot any more that he's forgot about.
You cheeky sod.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, so I'm going to put the link back in the chat, guys. In the meantime, while we're waiting for people to come on, let's get.
No, I haven't got that one, Chris. By the way, I got a question. I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen this, Steve?
Which one's that? Let me.
It's the Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yes,
And
I have seen that. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I've not had a chance to watch it yet.
It's a cartoon. What's not to like?
Well, this is why I thought I'd ask you first, because I'm sure you've definitely seen it. But with it not being Transformers related, I weren't sure. But yeah, I picked it up the other week for I think it was part of a 4 for £1. But it's like 4 DVDs or something, the complete series. So I thought I'll give it a go.
Right, so let me share the screen then.
What's he saying? Dave the Gent.
Okay.
Big Steve probably cried watching it. Oh, God. What are you putting? Oh, has he gone? He just can't press any buttons without turning himself off the stream, can he? I don't know. Dave's crying. I just like watching sports stuff. And I'm getting berated here by Tonks. Cheers, mate. I don't know. Oh. Come on. What's he put on there? Let us know if you're enjoying the content and keep... Oh, there he is.
I'm a tip.
Professional, mate. Nobody noticed.
Oh, God. Right.
Why did you keep pressing buttons?
Well, I've got them on a tab up here. And it's also got it on the button as well. So when I pressed it on the button, it took me off my stream. So, ladies and gents, this is what you get when you're carrying the weight of the channel by yourself and your co-host does nothing.
Oh, right, really?
What's that? Yeah, I remember the Hurricanes. Yeah. Right, so shall we have another go of... You cheeky bastard.
I have the ultimate power.
I can edit that though, little Steve. No, is this what we've come to?
Ah, this is brilliant.
Oh.
I used to watch the Hurricanes the Hurricanes. Do you remember that? Sod off, you. Get that removed.
Yeah, I remember the Hurricane. And the best thing about it, Steve, is now that's a banner and it comes underneath you as well. So that's perfectly framed.
Get rid of that shit.
Yeah, I remember the Hurricanes. Sorry, guys. That's just us being a little childish. Shall we try this? Try this again.
Hang on. I need to check that now because I remember it.
It's a football program, Steve. Football cartoon. Okay, can you see the wheel?
Yes, I remember that. God, I remember. Yeah, I do remember that.
So is that yes? You can see the wheel.
I can see the wheel, yeah, but I do remember the football cartoon. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's brought back some memories.
Yeah.
Oh, 1999.
Yeah, 1999.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
We're going to party like it's 1999.
1999. So, here's a question. I don't know if the chat want to answer it, but with us coming up to the back end of the month with it being Halloween, do you want to do like a Halloween sort of one rather than a year one in a few weeks?
What did you ask the chat to come up your back end with?
What?
What did you ask the chat to come up your back end with?
What are you on about? Is your hearing going? Are you that old? No, what I'm saying is that obviously in a few weeks' time we've got Halloween, haven't we? So yes. I think what we should do is rather than do a year that week, we'll do Halloween instead.
Have we not got Laney's Halloween 90s party?
Yeah, that's the 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's Halloween week though, isn't it?
Okay, that's cool. Another week has passed.
So we can't. No, we can tie it in together. The show's ours. We can do what we want. Another week has passed, and we're still waiting for Little Steve's video. Yeah, I know, Chris. I know you're paid.
The thing is, mate, is that I'm just getting a bit of. I'm just experiencing what yours is like, and then just doing it better than that, really.
Yeah, but by that time, Steve, I've released 10 videos. And, you know, I've got another one coming tomorrow, so I wouldn't worry about it.
I think tomorrow's Chris passing wind while packing. I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry. These blogs, Chris, you're sort of letting us down a little bit, mate. Right, are we getting anybody on? Because we're going to need a special guest for the movie, or we're just going to pick one.
I'm fed up now. Mate, they're good. They're good videos. Keep them going. We're only messing. But I am going to get you some of them sugar-free gummy bears. So I want to see what happens with them. Have you read the Amazon things on them?
Yes. If you aren't, it's like diabetic sweets, aren't you? If you're not diabetic, if you're not diabetic, you're losing 2 stone.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It'll do wonders for his diet.
Yeah, so the year is 1999. So we are going to have a look. We'll have a look at that. And if I remember, that's quite a good year for film.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm chuffed about that one. I've got some good ones. I might even try and get a couple into watch, as well. While I'm at it. So whether you want to come on live or not, but we need to try and get a movie for next week, please.
Tori's mentioned again freedom writers. No, she mentioned that the last 2 weeks. She's mentioned that for the last 2 weeks, freedom writers.
Okay.
So do you want to?
2007. Oh,
Oh,
it's
right. Chris is saying he's not getting fed up with doing his Vlogtober. He's getting fed up with waiting for your video.
Oh, here's me being nice and all right. All right, mate. Cheers.
But yeah.
Frank.
Oh, Tori says it's currently on Netflix as well, so it should be quite easily accessible.
Then I will go with that then.
Yeah,
because I haven't seen that in a shop anywhere.
Freedom Writers.
Yeah, that's Hilary Swank. It's a drama / teen. 2 hours 3 minutes.
Right.
I'll watch that. I might even watch that tonight, to be honest.
So, just a question to the chat then. Are you guys enjoying the videos that we're putting out, or I'm putting out? Sorry, I'll correct that. Regarding the movie facts and the random facts and stuff like that. Are you learning stuff from it? Was the stuff there that you already knew, or?
I enjoyed that last one. I thought there was some good facts in that, to be fair. I'm not even sure where you found half of them. Tonks. He's proper on one tonight.
See, I was laughing at Ali saying that she did know the one about the flushing toilet.
Didn't know. I might have done actually with Psycho. I might have known that one, but the other ones, yeah, it was quite a good mixture as well.
So I was Joan.
Oh, nice one, Joan.
Joan raised a good point on the comments about if that was shocking back at the time when they were filming that, what would you class as shocking now, considering where we're up to? But I think a film that's not woke or explaining everyone's gender or sexuality at the start of the film, I think if we just had a film that just let rip and just let you enjoy it, I think that'd be really, really good.
Do you think that's what we're sort of coming to the next 10 years or so? There'll be a lot of that.
Yeah. If you look at the latest comic releases now, because Marvel come under fire because they cancelled the Guardians of the Galaxy comics at the moment because they're losing a couple of LGBT characters in that. And then DC did a couple of days later announced that Tim Drake, who's Robin in the current series, is going to be bisexual. And then the new Superman comic that's being released, Superman's going to be bisexual. But it's not the case of that we're releasing new comics and new stories. It's releasing Superman and he's bisexual. And I think that's where we're going with movies.
We might be talking about the good old movies from 2099, but
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think they could be leaving some of it up to the viewers' imaginations, and there's films out there that do that. They hint at it, but you never know if they were or they weren't. But the character obviously was or
I've got no problems with it. I just think sometimes it's when they're changing characters that are already established. I think that's when I get a bit miffed off. But other than that, each to their own, really. No, unfortunately, Tori, it's all Chris's fault. We would have spoke about it in great depth, but
it was going great guns, Tori. He said to me he was starting watching it, and then the next message we got was that he was on episode 3, and that was about 3 days ago. So I reckon, or actually, no, he said on his live today, didn't he? He's on episode 4, so he's slowed down.
Yeah, and that's where we knew we had to wait then, because obviously we don't want to ruin it for anybody. But it's definitely worth a watch if somebody hasn't seen it. I would definitely recommend it.
However, next week Steve will be putting a video out dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire because we would have hit the 100 subs.
Well, just so I dress up as Mrs. Doubtfire. How is that even possible?
Because I've been posting. I've been posting in every movie group I can find on Facebook, and we're slowly getting subs. So it is happening.
Back off.
That could be your fancy dress
Yeah,
costume.
do I get my special T-shirt then, or what? Second, going to watch 2 episodes this evening. Get it watched. It's not like you've got to get up in the morning, Chris.
Yeah, and it's not like you've got to come up with ideas for October, is it really? Right, yeah. So, is there anyone in the chat that has got any topics that you'd like to discuss?
Talk to you later, Chris.
This is the segment where you guys can bring up your topics or
Yeah, happy for that.
Bring it through. But yeah, I do enjoy watching, reading the comments on the videos that they're going through, and like I say, I do take the time to reply to them. So I do. I just want to thank everybody for the support so far on the videos, and
Unbelievable, yeah.
It makes it worthwhile me doing them if I'm seeing the views going up every week, which is great. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I say it every time we have a video, but we do appreciate the support. I know we have a bit of a laugh sometimes, but you know, so we're open to sort of suggestions on what sort of things you'd like us to sort of review or talk about. Just message either of us or leave it on here. We're quite open to new ideas, aren't we? We're just trying to figure out what it is you want, what we want to do, and hopefully you enjoy the content. Topics for what? Lana, speak to your husband. Give him some ideas.
Yeah. Seriously, though, can we expect a Little Steve video soon? The channel will blow up then.
I've told you weeks on end now. Little un, he's not in school yet. As soon as he's in school, which is the 1st of November, hopefully, I've got a bit of time during the day to do stuff.
TV shows that ended after season 1. How about
a good idea, thanks.
How about a TV show that finished mid-season? Swamp Thing, DC Swamp Thing.
Wasn't that like after an episode it was cancelled or what?
It was cancelled about 5-6 episodes in. They just didn't finish the first season. It was well.
Right. You ask, you shall receive, Lana. We will do a video just on Coronation Street.
Fun facts about Coronation Street. Does that mean I need to watch an episode? She gets really tormented with me when I watch an episode of Coronation Street because I can go for months without watching one, and I go, oh, such and such is going to do such and such, and this is going to happen, and it happens a couple.
It's not the same as it was years ago.
No, and
no way near. Coronation Street was amazing back in the day.
This is where I tell her now I've got a second job as writing Coronation Street.
Coronation Street actor.
Swamp Thing, the DC Swamp Thing. It's on Amazon Prime at the moment. Watch that, and I was so disappointed that they didn't finish the first season. And then you get other shows that have got like 20 seasons, and it's just like, how the bloody hell is that still going on? Like Friends, how they dragged that out for years, I have no idea.
Friends was, I mean, I like Friends. I can't say a bad word, to be fair, about Friends, but there is a few that you just sort of think you're running out of ideas now. It's if the audience died down, they kill them off, and in the same breath, we've had a couple of them like Netflix ones that have been like 1-2 seasons. It's like there's a lot of was it like Daredevil and stuff like that, where they literally cut them off before they'd even really started after a few seasons.
Daredevil wasn't so bad. Daredevil had about 3 or 4
Punisher
seasons.
was another one. I love Punisher. I thought that was great.
Punisher was superb. Iron Fist was just done so poorly. And the thing that killed Iron Fist was that they linked them all into the Defenders, because they brought Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage into the Defenders, and that just bombed. But there was no rescue in Iron Fist after that.
I think the most frustrating thing about these seasons, that these ones where they had like one season and that was it, is when they spend a lot of the time setting it up. So the sort of the understanding is that season 2 and 3 will then expand on what you've just literally spent 25 episodes building up.
Yeah. So there was a series on Amazon that I was watching called, I think it was The Crossing. You'll see it. It looks like they're walking through a tunnel onto a beach.
Yeah.
It's pretty much people coming from a alternate universe or a different timeline or whatever, and they end up walking through this space portal and landing on our Earth. But that's not getting renewed either, and they've left that in a particular precarious spot of, are we getting a second season or we're not? And unfortunately we're not now. So
no, that's not a bad one. Most disappointing endings might be a good video.
Manchester United's 1995 season. Steve's got the video of it there, so I'm sure he can give us the highlights on his preview.
Yeah, I'm so getting you back for this. This is you'll feel really, really bad soon.
Most disappointing endings. Most disappointing returns after a satisfied ending, and I'll put that as Prison Break. I think it was superb that the fact that Michael died and it sort of brought everything together, tied up a load of the loose ends, and then he brought him back for another season. And that season finished on a disappointment as well, if I remember correctly.
Sorry, do you just? There is somebody in the chat that is literally on series 2.
Of what?
Prison Break?
Chris?
Yeah.
Has he actually got to season 2 now?
He's finished it. He's done season 2.
Yeah, Firefly. Firefly was a great series. What killed Firefly was the fact that the studio had them play the episodes in wrong order. So none of it actually made any sense. So the last episode of Firefly, when they're rescuing the space prostitutes, that was meant to be the pilot episode, and it ended up being the last one because the studio just decided he didn't like the way it was filmed. Revolution, is that the one where they had no electricity, they had no power, and it ended up being bugs from a nuclear explosion or something, and then they had to recapture them? What spoilers?
I'm not going into it again. If by any chance he's not watching it, or he's talking to Bella Summit.
What?
Yeah. Thanks, Tonks.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I was going to say that, but I thought I'd give him enough stick. Yeah. I don't know what spoilers am I giving away here, Steve?
Well, it depends how far you want to go into Prison Break, really, doesn't it?
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Sorry, has he not seen it at all?
When I say to you, he's finished season 2. There's
right,
another 3 seasons.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He's only 50 episodes into it. He's not like he's wasted a lot of time so far.
He's probably forgot by the time we get to that point that I've mentioned anything on tonight's show.
Anything we talk about should have its own video for it, I think, so that people can choose whether or not they want to listen to it.
Right. That's better. Right. So, so Chris, was Revolution the one where they had no power and they gone back to using horse and carts and stuff like that?
Was that like a TV program that was like literally? How do you say? It wasn't like a series or out. It was just, well, it was a series, but it was like a real life thing.
What, like live action?
No, I'm thinking of something else. What did you think of Sopranos ending? Joan, I haven't seen The Sopranos yet, so please don't spoil that one. I have got the box set to watch, but I've not really watched it yet. I think from what I get on feedback, I think it seems to be one of those programs that has a bit of a crap ending by the sounds of it.
Apologies.
He just gets when he gets on a rant, you just can't stop him.
And if you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, Jax dies at the end as well. So there you go.
Wow, you're really going for it tonight, aren't you? Sons of Anarchy is a great program.
Now they did one of a series of the Mayans, didn't they?
No, they didn't just do a series. I think we're on series 3 or 4 now.
Oh, are we? Is that any good? Because I was going to watch that because it's got a couple of the original actors in from Sons of Anarchy, and I was going to see them, but I finished.
I haven't watched it yet. To be fair, I've got it on DVD. I picked it up on DVD, the first series of the Mayans, so I've not had a chance to watch it yet though, because I did fancy that. Just because I so enjoyed Sons of Anarchy. It was the tension just kept building. Plus, I think I like Ron Perlman. Is it Perlman?
Perlman.
Yeah. So I noticed Damien had got a box set of Beauty and the Beast. I think it's a '90s program, which I might try and pick up because it's got him in it, and I do love it. I do love what he does.
Yeah. The last episode of that, Chris, was a bit rushed, and they tried to justify what it was and stuff like that. And yeah, they could have dragged it out for years, really, but they decided. Oh, Belle's seen it all, so don't worry. All right, okay, that's fine.
I do want to watch Brassic Series 3.
I haven't seen season 1 or 2.
Brilliant, such a laugh, mate.
Lana's asking, do I want to discuss the last that new film that's coming out? I think it was called The Last Duel. Is it Jodie Comer, the one from Killing Eve? That's a bit of a sword fighty Game of Thrones type of.
LA Law.
That looks really, really good.
There's a new season of Dexter due out as well, isn't there?
Yes.
I need to catch up on that because I got to about the fourth series, and sort of fell off a little bit. Oh no, yeah, Tonks. I'm not going to say that was the best ending. No way near the best ending, but I like the ride of the program. I like the way that the program went.
Well, the approach Charlie had to do another series, didn't he? But he said no. Jax is dead. He's stayed dead. He's splattered all over the highway now. So, and that's where the mines come in. That they were good. They went off and done that. But yeah, I think I can definitely watch Sons of Anarchy from the start again and watch it all the way through.
Yeah, I've watched a few episodes, but then I like the one who plays the mum in it. The one from Married with Children. Who's ironically is the husband is the director in it.
Yeah, Katie Sagal.
Yeah.
There is a film that's coming out on the 22nd that I'm quite looking forward to going to pictures to see, and that's Dune. The
new one.
Yes, Lana, we have a date night coming up in the pictures.
Yeah, but we're going to invite her.
That reminds me, Damien said he'll come on for a Dune special.
Okay. So I need to watch the first one.
So yeah, I need to brush up on that. I do need to brush up on that because I do like the books and I have read most of them. So yeah, that should be an interesting show.
Have you seen the first one?
Yes, and the 2 series and the remake of the movie that wasn't particularly good.
I need to. I bought it not long ago. I need to pick it out now because I need to watch it.
Yeah, I've got the series here. I think. Yes, I have. It's there.
I was too keen either. I watched. It took me a little while to get into it, Tori, because I'm not a biker. I don't particularly like bikes too much. So it took me a while to get into it. But once I did, I couldn't. It was just a cliffhanger on every episode. Looks like an arsehole.
No, I haven't. I haven't watched it yet, Ali. I've got it on a link to watch, but apparently it's supposed to be really, really good, and it fixes a couple of plot holes from Iron Man 3 and stuff like that. So
What we need to do is we need to do a video for Ruin It for Steve. We'll find out the movies that you haven't watched, TV shows that you haven't watched.
yeah, but the difference is, though, Steve, is that I can say I haven't watched that, but next week I've watched about 20 films and 4 TV series that you've never seen. So, that's going to be difficult for you to ruin stuff for me.
That's true. I can see to that one. Might go see that the next one.
Go and see that one next.
Hey, Ali. Hope you're well. Hey, Jilly. Thanks for coming in, guys and girls. They wake up, Andy. It's all been a dream, Steve. That's like the laziest ending ever, innit?
Yeah.
Shang-Chi, no, I've not seen it. I've seen a load of reviews on it, though, saying it was really good. Seen a trailer. I would watch.
I think the problem with the Marvel films now is that obviously they've done all the big characters. They've killed half the big characters.
But were they big? But the thing is, were they big characters when it started, though? Because if you look at something like Iron Man, a lot of them characters were sort of were seen as like the rejects of Marvel. There wasn't. I think it's unfair to say that because you could really build up a character.
No. But if you're going down the Avengers route,
yeah,
they've already done like your Black Widows, and although she only had small part in it, it's like Hulk, isn't it? Because they don't really have the rights to Hulk, so they can't do a Hulk movie without it being part of something else. Yeah. So they've already done like Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow's now had a video and whatever, their film. Then they've introduced a lot of the B characters already, like your Visions, your Hawkeyes, and Hawkeye's getting his own series now. These other characters that are coming back to the point where they're now talking about a Punisher movie and Daredevil and stuff like that.
I'd like him to do the Punisher movie, though. The guy that did it,
John Breath or something.
The guy out of Walking Dead. Yeah. I'd like him to carry that on because he nailed that.
Yeah. Well, he's talking about doing it. But they're also talking about going on to Marvel Knights now. So that's your return of Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider and Wesley Snipes' Blade. So they want to do a crossover with those two.
And they hired somebody else's Blade, though.
Sorry?
And they hired somebody else's Blade.
But Wesley Snipes is meant to be coming in to be Blade from an alternative universe.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's the one. I knew it was something like that, Rich.
But yeah, that's. I mean, I think that it'll be. It's like the Shang-Chi one. There's a load of good reviews on that. So I'll look forward to watching that. But I want to wait until it comes out on Blu-ray.
Wasn't our old pal Chris talking about that last week?
No, I watched it last week.
Oh, you watched it?
Okay. Yeah. The problem is, I am desperate, and I mean desperate, for M. Night Shyamalan to do a movie that is as good as the first ones he did, like Unbreakable, and I don't know. He doesn't seem to be hitting the mark completely. It's better than some of the ones he's brought out, but there's just something not right about it. It's not the best movie, but it did entertain me for a while. Old. I don't know where you can go with that, but it literally is. You know, you can see the premise straight away. You know exactly what's going to happen within the movie. But it's a good cast, I suppose. And it's not a bad place to be stuck, to be fair. It's quite a nice scenic area. The kids age so fast in it. Yeah. And that would have been a challenge, though, wouldn't it? Sort of to try and find actors that look very similar.
Mm.
To pass them off as the same person, but just in a different frame. Didn't stay the same size. No, they didn't. No. But it's worth a watch, but it's just not his best. It's not his best work, but it's not by far the happening or anything like that.
Mm.
I was going to say, I watched a few reviews today for Halloween Kills.
Yes, apparently
Not
it's
spoilers.
looking very, very good.
Not spoilers.
Mm.
But I did watch a couple of reviews, spoiler free. It says on them. It's apparently it's pretty brutal. There's a lot of kills in it.
It's not about Jamie Lee Curtis's character now, is it? It's about the
But it
town.
does tie up a few things apparently.
Yeah.
So it does tie up some of the stuff from the original, from the latest Halloween.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not. They're not raving about it.
No.
And she basically carried the movie, to be fair. So I'll still watch it, but yeah, I always sort of look to try and see if people are sort of raving about it. What are you on about? What are you doing, Steve?
Nothing, mate. I'm not doing anything at all. I'll just read in the comments. That's all. But yeah, the new Halloween movie is not looking. What?
Why is Tongs laughing at you?
Nothing. Why? Just.
You absolute bellend.
It's been there for about 5 minutes as you've been ranting on about Halloween. Right, yeah. So it's not been given the best reviews at all. What we were talking about, though, what was the other franchise that I heard that they were doing a sequel to that was 30 years later? Oh, Twins. They're now filming triplets.
Yeah.
So you know that my pet hate is where they have this film that done really, really well 30 years ago, and now they brought back. See, that seems to be the trend now. Yeah. But now, instead of they're not just twins, there's a brother that they didn't know about 30 years. Yeah, it's true. I said that myself. But it's better than looking homeless when I let my hair grow. But yeah, they're bringing a triplet in there, another long lost brother that they didn't know that they had. And you know, I think they are generally running out of ideas. But just going back to the Marvel films that we were talking about before, that they're now on like the C and D class characters, and they're coming through now and stuff like that. But then again, the biggest C class character that they had was the Guardians of the Galaxy. No one really knew who they were. A small time comic story, and then all of a sudden, look what you've got now.
But that's what I'm saying is that really they can make them as big or as sort of insignificant as they want, can't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those where you can be saying in 10 years' time, you know what, they were never as good as when the Avengers were done. Or we might be saying, God, do you remember how much better these are?
Yeah.
You know, it literally could go either way, couldn't it?
Yeah. But like I say, though, I think I've just got super movie fatigue at the moment. There's so many coming out so quickly that you just can't
keep up.
And they're no longer interlinked as what they used to be. So you could probably get away with not watching one. But then when a big one does happen and it starts referring to other stuff that happened, and you're like, right, okay, that's fine.
I wonder when Shang-Chi's out on Blu-ray. It's been out in the cinemas a little while now, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'll just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, there is that. But that's what'll happen, won't it?
Yeah, because like I say, Black Widow's out on Disney Plus now, isn't it? You can get that for free, so I don't know why anyone's paying for the Blu-ray.
Yeah, it'll be a while, won't it, before they do that?
Is the new Space Jam any good? Have you seen the new Space Jam, Steve?
Honestly, I've had no is in a word. I'm a little bit reluctant to watch it because I loved the first one. I will get around to it, but I mean, it definitely looks a lot cleaner. The quality of the movie looks a lot cleaner, but I don't know. I will watch it. I will watch it, but no, I haven't seen it yet.
So funny you mentioned that, Tonks, because I was going to do some trailer reviews and stuff like that, and Easter eggs and stuff. Because I think Steve was quite surprised with the amount of detail that I got out of a 2.5 minute Matrix trailer the other week.
Amazing what you can find out on the internet.
But by the time that I've seen the trailer and done the video, there's hundreds of them out there, and just uploading them to the channel and stuff. Yeah.
I've made this suggestion to Steve as well because I've said I think some of the things that we would like to do is sort of look at with releases coming up, looking at sort of the previous movies and stuff, and sort of rating them. Just so that we can, when we do go and see the other movies, that we've got a sort of collection of videos around that particular franchise. That would be nice, James, if I could. Well, sort it out with you, Rich.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do then, Steve. Now we've mentioned it. There you go. After we finished here, guys, the video I was going to put out tomorrow morning, I've just put to go live now. So feel free to have a gander. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, definitely. Give us some feedback on it.
And if there's any other sort of stuff that you'd like us to do, then by all means, oh shit. There we go. Press the wrong button. I'm having a mare tonight, aren't I? Bloody hell, I was better when I was sick last week. So, if there's any other videos that you'd like us to have a look at, or any other franchises you'd like us to have a look at, that by all means, leave us a comment.
I'd be up for that with the franchises, especially.
Yeah,
I've got a couple to get through, and to be fair, it might be good for me to actually have a target with it. I mean, I know it's take the mick about the first video and stuff, but I've got like the Chuckies, and I've got quite a few of them where I've got the whole franchise, but I need to have a reason to sit down and watch them all.
Oh, that's your reason, mate. Sit down and watch it and get the video out.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. But if there's ones that particularly people want to see, I'd rather spend the time watching those. I mean, I know you're into your Twilight, and we should watch that, really.
Yeah, fuck all wrong with Twilight. Don't you even you know how precious I get with my Twilight.
Which team were you? That's the main thing.
Yeah. It's like the other day, guys. We were talking about a particular scene in a movie that I hold quite dear to my heart, and as you know, was Transformers. And Steve had a little character that he got in the charity shop, and he sent it through to us, and it was Strong Arm. And the question the question was, it wasn't which Transformer was it? It was, what's the backstory on this one? It looks cool. I went through the whole backstory of Strong Arm, how she's a police officer and trainee this. And
literally, I asked you who it was, and you went, you give me a backstory like something I could watch an episode of Prison Break.
Real. It's real.
Hang on. I wonder if I've got it on here. Let's see if I can find it quick enough. I bet it's right up there in the chat. But literally, I asked him.
No, you asked me what the backstory was of this one because it looked cool.
How far back was it? Right. Strong arm, female Autobot police car. She was a trainee protector on Cybertron until the war broke out. Like, literally, I'd only asked her.
You asked me. Yeah, can I get it?
Yeah, you can probably get it.
You asked me what was the background on this one. See, you asked me what the background was on it, and I give you it.
I
And
didn't mean the story of it.
you slate me then for actually giving you the details. You know.
I felt like you were crying as you were messaging.
Oh, you know, these are my childhood friends. I never had many friends growing up, so these guys filled in for me.
What's
Right.
that, son? Tonks, they say DVD sales are dead. Then you see little Steve's background. Oh, thanks, Tonks. Is that actually a compliment? Although, to be fair, these are Blu-rays, but yeah, I have another load of shelving over that side. Another 2 shelving of Blu-rays and a hell of a lot of DVDs that seem to be accumulating up.
Now, there you go. Lana's jumping in now. I like Twilight.
He's
I'm a
a
13-year-old
boy.
girl, and then I'm a 6-year-old boy for playing with the Transformers.
Hey, he's got new toys to play with now, Lana.
All I can say is that just look at the inheritance you're going to get when I die. You know.
Does she have to come in of an evening and go, come on now, put your toys away, Steve?
No, I tell you what though, the other day, and I think I mentioned this last week when I got the Funko Pops.
Yeah.
When she come in the room, she went, "What's changed?" And I went, "What's changed?" She went, "You bought something because they didn't know what it's supposed to be," and she knew exactly what I bought when she just scanned it quickly and she went, "Oh, you've bought Funko Pops." She knew exactly what I got.
Ah, there it is. I knew I had it. No, I can't get the bloody thing out. Yeah, this is it. I don't think Lou had noticed, to be fair. That's that one, isn't it? The old one.
Yes. Yeah, totally agree with you, Tonks. I enjoyed the first Michael Bay movie, but after that, there was nothing really anything in the series to tie down to. But like I say, I think it was more to do with the designs of the bots more than anything else. In Bumblebee and the new Beast Wars, from what I've seen of the Beast Machines movie, they're doing well to fix that.
So do you prefer Bumblebee in the Michael Bay movies or Bumblebee in the Bumblebee movie?
He pretty much looks the same from...
It's a different car.
He looks the same bot as robot form as he does in the Michael Bay movie. But car-wise, yeah, he's more realistic as the...
Beetle.
As the Beetle.
To say, I thought I prefer him in the Bumblebee movie. To be fair, it's a nice car, the one in the Michael Bay ones, but Bumblebee, like you say, is a bit more original, isn't it?
Yeah, but then again, it's set before the first film.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, they're doing well to fix that. I did like all the G1 styling while they were fighting on Cybertron. I thought that looked really, really cool. Yeah, it was a compliment, Steve.
Thanks. I don't know how to take it from you. I'm not sure how to take a compliment from Tonks.
Next week, ladies and gents, that Man City cushion that he's got behind him is going to be changed to a Man United one.
Oh, that's a flag from the when we won the league. That was when we went to the parade. Oh, one of them.
It's the flags behind it celebrating all United's Premier League wins.
Yeah, I've been in all of them, of course. Yeah.
I hide them behind the YouTube cushion that you've got.
Swear to Christ, you are so getting it.
Right, ladies and gents, we're coming on to 2 hours, so I'd just like to thank you for watching tonight.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
I know we got a bit childish in the middle there, but it's all part of the fun.
It's all a bit of a laugh.
Just to recap, the movie homework for this week is Freedom Writers, picked by Tori. She has lobbied it for the last couple of weeks, so let's just hope it's really, really good. She has said it's on Netflix, so it should be quite easy accessible for us all to watch, so there'll be no excuses for not seeing it. And the year for review is 1999. So,
99.
yes. Next week, we'll try and get a couple of guests on, some special guests and stuff like that, so you're not just listening to me and Steve rambling on. And we'll catch you during the week, and keep your eye out for the new videos, because there'll be a couple coming out from myself, and I'm sure
Can
Steve
it be Tori and I quit homework club? Lana, you wait till I'm picking them. You're gonna have to watch some right rubbish.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the continued
guys. See you on the next one. Bye bye.
Take care, all guys.